What's good? I'm APH, chilling with the homie L Rich, Sounds by Leo, Mr. Mix and Master Pro, recording, DJ, #1 all over the place with everything.
Thank you.
What's good, bro? What's happening?
What's up, APH?
Chilling. Ready to...
Quick shout out before we get started to LVPodcasters.
100. What's up?
Quick shout out to APH. Thank you for leading the way on this conversation. And yeah, I imagine we're gonna do some good work out here.
Always, bro. Always. Yeah. So kind of like with what I was just saying, and we know you kind of do it all. Tell me how I know how we got started, but like for everyone else who's paying attention, watching, how would you say like your artistry unfolded?
Okay, so we're gonna do a little storytelling then.
Let's do it. Let's get it started right.
Someone run a timer. I don't want to go past 5 minutes.
I know, right? Somebody ready to throw up like a...
Let's say I started off doing music in 3rd grade. I wanted a drum set. I was making beats, just beatboxing.
Yeah, I remember the
tapping
little pad
on tables. I had the pad too, the little like snare practice pad. But I asked my parents for a drum set. They didn't have money. But they did tell my grandparents, who surprised me, and it just shipped to our house one day. So that was dope. I was playing pretty much all day long as soon as I got it, morning, nighttime, to the point where my neighbors pretty much had to hit up my parents and schedule time slots for me to be practicing. Right? There's like, all right, people next door like, yo, after like 7 p.m., man, like, it's... Right, it's no more.
No, bro, like you gotta, the neighbors complaining.
Before 11 a.m. also is probably not a good idea because we're trying to sleep in.
Yeah.
So I was drumming for a few years. Ended up drumming in middle school as well. That's 6th grade. 7th grade is actually the time that I met you.
Yep.
And at that point, I was not just doing music, but I started doing graffiti. I was already doing a little bit of painting and graffiti beforehand, but then I got really, really serious about it once I met you and your crew.
Yeah. Disclaimer.
On the flip side, I don't know if you really messed with music tough before you were chilling with me like quite often. So
yeah, no.
It was nice to see that you were even now starting to make music with me, and I was starting to do art with you, kind of vice versa.
Keeping the art in the circle. I was talking about that in the last podcast too. I was bringing it up. Like that's kind of how it happened, because you're absolutely right. Like until then, like it was like trading art for art.
Yeah.
You know, which is tight.
Yeah. I mean, all art is good art, and
right.
Any way you can express yourself through creativity is dope. So yeah, at that point I was pretty much just drawing and painting, and then also still playing the drums. And at that point I had started picking up freestyle rapping, and you were there during those days. Yeah. Pretty much once school's out, everyone comes back to my house, and I'm on the drum set for like 2 hours each day. Yeah, and right. People are just in a cypher circled around each other going back and forth, rapping. Yeah. So eventually I'm like, yo, y'all, one of you guys need to learn how to play the drums, because I'm trying to rap too. But at that point, what was it at the time? LimeWire? Was that what we're using, or was it still Napster? I think it was LimeWire, right?
LimeWire.
Okay, LimeWire. What? Hundreds of instrumentals on there.
Yeah, I was gonna say no one learned how to play the drums. We just started.
Yeah. So there we go. Y'all taught me how to download music.
Right.
I had dozens of instrumentals on CDs. So stacks of CDs, classics. Instrumental after instrumental, and from there, I could just hop in the cypher myself. And I'd say 8th grade, potentially. No, I'd say end of 7th grade, I was writing like full-length songs. Never got to record them, however. What was it? Sophomore year is when freshman or sophomore year of high school is probably when you picked up a copy of Adobe Audible. And I finally got to lay some lyrics.
Shout out Sean J.
Yep. Then we were also going to Brick House Studio. Is that still around here in Vegas?
To be honest, I think he took it from like an actual studio like we're in and went to, I think he just does it at home now.
Okay.
But he still has all like the dope stuff.
What's his name? Tony?
Yep.
Right?
Yep.
What is his what do you go by?
Tony Mix.
Tony Mix. If you watch this, shout out.
Yeah.
You are the reason why, one of the reasons why we started recording.
Yeah, right.
So yeah, that's pretty much the journey right there. It went from pretty much just making beats and then and painting to writing songs.
That's lit.
Now, furthermore, these days I started producing. I was producing a little bit back then. It was actually a copy of your Fruity Loops, which is now considered FL Studio. Is what I started on. Then I went to GarageBand. Then I upgraded that to Logic Pro. So I'm happy that you're actually on Logic now as well.
Yeah,
what were
Logic
you on
gang.
before?
Pro Tools.
Pro Tools.
Yeah.
Do people produce on that often?
Yeah, they do. For me, it was just like a cleaner system, and like Pro Tools is still dope, and like I'll still occasionally go through there to like record and stuff. But I just like the settings and Logic. It's just so much like faster, and I learned the key commands on that quicker than I did like the Pro Tools, even though I had Pro Tools for years.
Yeah.
I just like the way it was set up for me there. And like obviously you can adjust it and make like different keys, different things, but I just kind of like to like start completely fresh. It was like me getting a chance to be like, all right, I've known this forever, but like sometimes you got to just hop on something fresh, start new. Shout out to you for getting me into producing on that too, on that end.
Yes.
But yeah, so like it helped me in a new sense to like start something fresh. But
now that I think about it, we've had pretty much all of it then, right? FL Studios, Adobe Audible. What is it called? Adobe Audible?
It's like Adobe something.
Pro Tools, and then Logic.
Yeah, Logic.
I had a copy of Ableton Live.
I think I haven't done Cubase yet. I haven't done Cubase yet.
Is that the one Chris uses?
I'm not sure.
Yeah. I never really messed with that.
Yeah, I know some, like I had homies who say that they use it, but I never actually like got like my hands on it to like do some stuff. But
yeah, that's the journey right there.
That's crazy because it throws back a bunch of memories even for me. You know what I mean? I'm like, damn, I remember that. Hitting the drums, going with it. Which actually I think really has helped you for like your drum patterns, because even me, like I can, what I feel like, make some really dope melodies or really dope loops, but my struggle is making the 808s, like even kicks, like the kick drums I'm like cool at.
Yeah.
It's blending it, or like we were talking about like ducking them.
Yeah.
For when the kicks and the 808s are going off. So like that's my struggle there. But I think like it's crazy because that little path from back then to now
added up.
So it's like you're hitting the drums all the time.
So I've been making music seriously for a year now. But I do say like it's a lifelong journey. It's not like I just got good at it overnight.
Yeah,
you know?
No, 100%, bro.
Yeah, everything from my childhood, even like high school band, learning the beat counts at that point and how to read notes comes into play as an adult.
Yeah.
You know, so yes, it's awesome. I'm excited to keep making music and actually have a new project coming out next Friday.
So that's what I was about to ask next.
I transition that for you.
Right? Right? But what I was going to say, though, is, like you said, you're freestyling. You had you've always had bars. But, like, the last project was a great project, but it was kind of more like letting people who didn't know, like, your background, like, know, like, hey, you might think it's all nice and roses and all that stuff, but, like, I really went through some struggles that, like, no one knows about, where it was, like, kind of a more, like, conscious rap EP.
Yeah.
I've heard some snippets of the new stuff.
Yeah.
And it's not quite the same. It's more lifted. So tell me about these new tracks and how it's a more up vibe feeling than the last, because it's a whole different vibe.
Thank you for asking it that way, actually, because I do want to touch base on the previous, right?
Yeah.
It was very conscious decision on my end to drop an EP that talked about my life story. Right, even at the time, I actually had 7 tracks. 2 of them were like party songs, but it didn't really fit the dynamic of what I was going for. And at the last second, like the week of release, I pulled them, kind of thing. And I decided that if I'm gonna come out with my first project, I want people to know who I am as an individual. Right, my past, my history with my family, my friends, addiction, school struggles, whatever it may be. Kind of get to know me as a person first before I just start doing my thing.
Yeah,
which brings me to the next topic of conversation is this new EP is called Party Musik Volume 1, right? So I definitely think of myself as like more of a intellectual type of writer. And I'm going to, be dropping many more songs that have deep lyrics and messages and really try to make a movement for people who need to hear that specific message. Right, I have an emotional connection to my songs, but The reason why I titled it specifically Party Music Volume 1 is so when I release these little packages of party music or party songs, people know what to expect, right? I don't want to be talking about something super conscious like what you're saying, and all of a sudden I'm talking about like going out and partying, raging, getting fucked up.
You're like, wait, what?
So it's like, okay, Party Music Volume 2 is coming out. Okay. That means the people out there who just trying to turn up, they're gonna go listen to that one for sure.
And the like conscious go.
Exactly. Realistically speaking, they might not even like my other one. It might be too slow for them. Maybe the things I'm saying, they just never been through that, so it's hard for people to connect with it.
Yeah, not relatable.
So exactly. So at least for this, it's like more mainstream. It's relatable to people who drink and smoke and go out, which is a lot of people, a lot more people than what that kind of niche topic was prior. So I'm hoping that whenever these, Party Music Volume 2, Volume 3, Volume 4 come out, the people who are looking for that specific type of music, damn, we need to get on this.
Yeah.
The last one is dope. It's time to get on that wave again. Especially if I'm dropping like more intellectual stuff in between.
Yeah.
It keeps that portion of my fans understanding that is coming out now,
Yeah, no, for sure. So you just made me think of something else too, because like I said, when we open this, my guy here is just killing it from recording, dropping bars, recording songs, mixing, all of it, and DJing, of course. We recently were at Park. What was it, First Friday?
It was First Friday.
It was lit. You had the whole fucking place going up. I noticed you slipped one of your new songs in there.
Yeah.
So my question for you, like, being a DJ and you play at these places, because, like, just keeping it real, you already know, like, I always try to, like, connect with my people. Shout out Creative Outfits, all my homies. Yeah. And they always, like, take care of me, too, by, like, putting my songs into the mix with.
If you're trying to ask me to drop your song, the answer is yes.
All right, thank you. We got, gotta grind. But, but I was going to say, like, you being like, before, for me, I got to ask them.
Yes.
It's just your set.
Yeah.
You can throw your song in wherever. It doesn't matter if you're playing, at Park or you're playing at like a Dre's,
I'm gonna play it at somebody. I'm gonna play my shit at someone's wedding.
Yeah, right. Just drop
I'm messing.
No, but I'm just saying. But like, do you think that's gonna be more beneficial for you, like for when you're at the clubs? You think you're gonna get more plays from it versus like actually connecting with other people who are gonna be playing it in multiple different spots? Like,
I see what you're saying. For me, dropping the song during my set, like whether I'm like on the strip, downtown, wherever. Spinning hip-hop, top 40, R&B, and I slide my song in there is more so a testament or a test to myself to see, like, was the sound quality good, right? When I transitioned from one song to the other, did the volume, like, cut down, like a lot, right? Or was it noticeably different? And what I noticed is it wasn't. So I actually am getting better at mastering, right? Is the vibe and the energy of the song up-tempo and live, or did I kill the mood by playing my song? And what I realized, like, no one blinked an eye, right?
Yeah.
So it was just flowing with shit that's on the radio right now, and then my song going in there, and then going out to, like, who knows, another big song after that, and it just flowed, no hiccups in between. So that's something I'm just happy about. Now, no one even knew it was my song. Right?
Yeah, exactly.
So later on, if people are actually realizing that, oh shit, I was listening to that this whole past week during your drop. Now you played it, right? And I get a reaction from it, like, oh shit, that shit.
Yeah, then you're like,
then it's gonna be even something more special. And it, if someone's straight up asking, yo, what track was that? I need to cop it. Then that's gonna be like the ultimate icing on the cake.
Nice. So trying to come back full circle from in that same question. So you leaked that song, like you said, no one even like complained or killed the mood, so it was blending perfectly with it.
Mm-hmm.
I know, or I'm going to assume that's got to be the first single that you're like gonna push out of that. Are we getting like, tell us about if you're doing videos, if you got some cool stuff coming, like what's the game plan for?
Okay, so first and foremost, the EP drops next Friday. So June 4th, 2021.
Go get it.
Yep. And The first track is kind of an intro song. The second track and the third track, in my opinion, are pretty lit. So I'm going to put a lot of time and effort into getting those promoted. I'm doing a video for both of them. And essentially one video is going to come out 2 weeks after the release, and the other one's going to come out another 2 weeks after the release. Hopefully continuing streams over the month span. I'm starting to promote now. I started promoting like last week even. So I'm seeing this as like a 6-week marketing campaign. And hopefully it'll trickle in a few more days after that before it dies out. And at that point, hopefully I'm ready to release new music. But for those 2 songs that I said were quite important to me, I'm doing a music video for both of them. The first one is called Jon Snow. And like the lyrics are talking about like putting the city on my back, call me Young Jon Snow. And the concept for that is like bringing together a bunch of Vegas artists. So obviously you're working with the camera team. You're a Vegas media person. The behind-the-scenes photographer is someone that's from Vegas that I grew up with, went to middle school with, reconnected with him pretty much last month. And now he's coming in to shoot. The music video also has some dancers. So a couple freestyle dancers, break dancers. Those are individuals who rep Vegas. And then there's 4 dancers who are choreographing, 4 girls who are doing some choreographed dance. And you know, when I talk to them and hit them up, I don't even know them personally. But I said, like, you have to be, like, about Vegas. I mean, if you're not necessarily from here, hopefully you've been here a long time and, like, really, truly rep the city. Love the city. Like, you know, you love the culture. You want it to grow, right? And so, furthermore, we're shooting in front of a mural on Charleston in Maine. Buddy Sean, he's a dope artist. He's around town a lot. Get him some exposure. We're also shooting in Recycled Propaganda, which is a art gallery on Main Street in the Arts District.
Yeah, place
so basically the concept is like everyone is Vegas natives. Everyone's pushing Vegas forward, whether you're a media person, an artist, a dancer, a break dancer, a vocalist, kind of all collaborating to push Vegas forward and not just promote necessarily my song, but let's promote each other, right? If we're going to get a couple thousand eyes on the video, let's get Sean's work in the background. Let's get Recycled Propaganda in there, right?
Everybody got it.
So I thought it was important that it was a collective of individuals from Vegas pushing Vegas forward versus just like me in the video kind of focused on me.
Yeah. Hey, real fast, shout out to Vegas. What's up? Shout out to 702. So first off, that's tight. Like the fact that you even thought like so much to be like, let's make this all about the culture. Like let's get different groups of like artists or dancers or something that's still in the community and bring it all together so we can all be like, you know, I'm all about that kind of stuff. So I think that's dope. So shout out to you for that. So another question for people who don't know. I know you recently left your good paying salary job to really pursue your stuff, and it's going great. Like you said, you've been booked. You own your own studio now. You have people in there every day. You're doing venues to weddings to everything. Like, it's super impressive with the short amount of time that you have been, you know, decided to part ways from your company. Yeah. And now you just turning it around. It's inspirational, straight up. Like,
thank you, man. I appreciate that.
To be doing it like that, it's crazy. With that being said, you have like so much structure with already the work ethic. Do you think that's what like is really pushing everything forward? Just learning kind of like how like the failures that you wish you would have done better there to come over here, or is it kind of just like
I'm 100% taking my experience at my old job and then putting it in here.
That's awesome, bro. Because it means like to me, like a lot of people, like even for like me in the past and other things currently too, like I love when that happens because I feel like you're like at a job, right? You go there every day. Yep. You're like, fuck, like, here we go again. Or you might not even be. You might just be like, fuck, I love it here. I love my coworkers. I love everybody.
Yeah.
It could be either or, but then it's like when you leave there and you part ways, you're still going to take that knowledge with you. Some people don't. Some people are like, I kind of like heard them talk about it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But to like know that you didn't just waste your time like being there, you know, punching in the clock just to get the job done. You left and then you fucking know nothing. You know what I mean? You're just like, you like found like, oh wait, actually, if I use this against like, because I feel like it just made you more like business prone.
Bro, I was studying, bro.
Yeah.
Anytime I found a new technique that the business was using that was excelling them, I would straight up like write it down, journal it. I mean, shit, I'll tell you guys, I'd screenshot some of the shit they're using and I'd tweak it to make it my own these days, you know?
Like, yeah, no, hey.
Yeah. It's like if the wheels, or what is it? If it's not broke, don't fix it.
Yeah, exactly.
So I'm not going to like steal their whole branding and all that and word for word their documents
it's a concept,
and whatnot.
Though.
Exactly.
It's a concept how you could use it for you, not necessarily saying you're like, oh, I'm going to one step, because I know you're not like step by step taking it, but I'm just saying like, did it inspire you to be like, wait a minute, like, y'all running some shit like I could do something different, but like the same way. Yeah, but the same.
So,
but that's like business structures and anywhere. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, they even say the art of stealing.
Oh, bro.
Right. If you've never heard of that book, go get that book on Amazon for like what, $7 or something.
Yeah.
I want to dig deeper into that. Thank you for bringing up that topic. It was a little bit nerve-wracking leaving the job. I had been in that industry and essentially with that company for a decade. And basically when I was telling people like I wanted to depart to go do my own thing, there's mixed feedback. You know, some people are like, yes, go get after it. Some people are like, nah, man, why are you giving up your 401k and your benefits, blah, blah, blah. But at the end of the day, it's hard to juggle two things. And what I was explaining to people close to me was like, yo, if I'm going to do this, I got to go all in. I got to give myself no backup. And really just, if I have the salary there, then I can work less at my side project, right? If I have no promised income, then it's sales and it's marketing and it's me putting myself out there. And if I'm not doing my job, then I'm not paying my bills. So I'm basically giving myself no option.
Yeah, you have to go.
Yeah.
Yeah. So one thing with that too that I remember you said, and like maybe to other people they would like they're just like brush it off or whatever. But the most important thing, because like I said, like we've known each other for a long time, right? Seen different phases of each other. The most important and crucial thing that I think you told me that I was like, man, like that means that's how busy you were in your other job, but you used the word freedom. You're like, I just have freedom, bro. Like, you didn't. Like, you would travel. You'd be here in Cabo. You were moving to San Francisco. You would be, you know, going to England. Then you'd be back here, and then you were going to Hawaii. And you'd, like, you were like working, and it's cool because you're getting to travel and stuff. But like in between that time, like you said, like you're building somebody else's brand and somebody else's company. You're not even getting to work at your shit. But now you're making just as much money. Close to.
I took a pay cut.
I was going to say.
Hey, but it'll get there. I believe, bro. I believe.
That's what I'm saying. But you just started this. And you're doing better than, I'll say, a couple other companies out there that I know of. And you just started. You know what I'm saying? So to be able to do that, and maybe not the same, but you're on your way to it. And to take that, but you still have, quote unquote, again, your freedom. Yes. I think speaks volume, because I would rather take a pay cut and be able to just sit down and chill with their homies. Not even like, because, you know, even like when we meet up, it's always like the studio. We're like working, just like the spirited people that we are. Like we have to be doing something. But even if we wanted to just sit down and watch like a Golden Knights game, a basketball game, hit a couple cold ones back and just bullshit about whatever. Yeah, without
like, feeling guilty.
You have
that you didn't complete like, some of the tasks that you could have that day.
Like, well, you know. Keeping the eye on the clock, like I only have this 1 hour window to, you know, talk to you. Hey, man, you know, I love kicking it with you, but I got to go because I got to go to sleep. I got to wake up. You have the time to be like, fuck it. Or like you said, like you have a business call coming in. You have the freedom to be like, hey, I'm going to reschedule you for like an hour after something came up just because you can. So I think that that's, once again, inspirational just for having that gap. But to come back to the project, do we got any features? Do we have any producers that are hopping on some stuff outside of you? Who's on? What's going on with that? Let's keep that
so
keep that running.
I will do a little snippet of stories on each of these songs. The first song, Lift Off, is produced by a guy named Alec Watkins. Alec, I was introduced to him by my homie Teddy. Teddy's
shout out Teddy. Teddy's
dope. He's part of Flash Gang. They're a duo, DJ, producers. Killing it out here in the Vegas game.
He really is.
They play for crowds of thousands, 5,000, 7,000, 8,000 people. Who knows? Probably plus. Some of their songs are being, played at music festivals. They've opened for all the biggest names in electronic. And I didn't know Teddy, on his downtime, messed around with hip-hop.
I didn't even know that either.
And I actually learned that Sean, the other part of Flash Gang, he produces some hip-hop on the side, too. They don't necessarily promote it, but, dude, everyone listens to multiple genres of music. You might be known for one, but when you get bored, you maybe want to mess with something else.
Yeah.
So I get invited over to Teddy's stepbrother's house, and his stepbrother's like throwing down these beats, and I'm like, "Yo, where did these come from? I've seen you around many times. I didn't even know you produced." So he's not like I don't think he's doing it like full force. This I think might even be his first track to ever hit Spotify or Apple.
Oh, dope.
So I'm glad to have been the vehicle to make that happen for him and be the vocalist to actually get on one of his tracks and then make it happen. So shout out Alec. I hope this is a special moment for you when you listen to the track next Friday. Straight up like on your preferred streaming service while you're driving to work. You know?
Right. Yeah.
It's not just a project on your computer no more. The second song is called Jon Snow. We were talking about that a moment ago. Jon Snow is produced by a guy named Matt Novak, a.k.a. Gold Mose. I met this guy in Sacramento. Like you mentioned, I was traveling, 6 months out of the year for work. I was over there on a business trip, and I was at the bar. He so happened to be next to me at the bar. We were talking about music, and I let him know, I just started producing not too long ago. I released my first song, and he was like, yo, let me hear it. And I was like, well, it's loud as fuck in the bar.
Yeah, right.
He was like, yo, we go to the car. I was like, yo, man, I got AirPods. Here, take my AirPods. I'll send you the SoundCloud link, whatever. He is like, all right, peace. Going to the bathroom. And in my head, I'm like, wait, I barely know this guy. Is he fucking taking my AirPods? Yeah, right. There's a good chance he just doesn't even. There's a good chance he doesn't even come back right now. He just straight up came up on my shit.
Yo, these the pros?
Yeah, they were too, bro.
Coming back.
So he comes back. He's like, yo, this is actually dope. If you heard my first song, it's way worse than this. You must have some experience in music, blah, blah, blah. And after that night, we started talking about who are your influences, and we were talking about rock bands, ska bands, hip-hop, and, he was a part of a band before, so he realized it's not just that type of music, that he related to me on so many levels with different genres of music that he was also in before when he was doing other types of music before his current path. Anyways, long story short, we were talking about collabing over a song, and the first project we were going to do was a back-to-back or a set together DJing in Rosarito, Mexico for a spring break set. And what ended up happening is COVID hit, and we never got the opportunity to actually go play that show. So that was a lost cause. He started posting some beats online, and I think when COVID hit, he was probably making even more music. And one of the beats he put on there was still his style, more like electronic feel, a little bit trappy, but still hip-hop driven. And he posted the caption tag someone who go off on this or something like that, and I just straight up, I didn't even comment on the thing. I DM'd that video to his direct message. I was like, I want to hop on it.
Sick.
And then he says, basically, say less. He sent me some files, and then I noticed he took down that beat off his Instagram.
Oh, tight.
What was cool is instead of sending me just the instrumental as one track, he sent me every instrument broken down. So the flute, the synth.
All the track outs. Yeah,
yes, I'm trying to break it down for the general public who might be listening to this later. I can tell you, he sent me the stems or whatever, but people will be like, what the fuck is he talking about?
Yeah, I get it.
He basically was like, I want it to be a collaboration of producing, so you can structure the song how you want. You can use automation where you want. You can drop effects where you want.
Which is key right there.
And it was dope that he did that because the original song that he had was probably 3.5 minutes. Now it's 2.5 minutes. I was able to scoot the verse first and then make the hook, and then verse hook versus I think maybe the hook might have been first. But the way I wanted the song to be, I was able to have the ability to do that and adjust it. So we were kind of working virtually, and I wrote the song. I recorded the song. It was about done, I'd say, in like December. And then I was going to release it in January. But because it was a party song and there was no like venues open yet, I'm like, I'm not going to release a party song during straight up quarantine.
Yeah, where no
I'm
one
just
can
going to wait
anyways,
till things are opening up. So I postponed the release. I wasn't releasing music for a little while, but it's okay because it gave me more time to work on marketing and stuff for this song. I mean, these tracks in general. Last but not least, I know I'm rambling at this point. The last song is called Ciroc on Rocks, and I produced the track myself. So this track I produced myself. I wrote the song myself, and as I was recording it, the hook, how I wanted it to sound was like more singing. And I was just terrible at trying to record. I did so many takes. Not even auto-tune could fix this shit, bro.
Auto-tune can't even.
No, I'm telling you, not even auto-tune could fix it and make it the way that I wanted it to sound. So I'm on Instagram one night, and then I'm scrolling, and a homie from high school with us who I hadn't seen in, who knows, 10 years, probably, like a decade, was on there singing a cover of, like, Frank Ocean. And I'm like, yo, he's got pipes. But I knew girl singers, but I didn't. The singing wasn't for a girl, right? In my head, I envisioned a male vocal going off on it. And so I DM'd him, haven't spoken to him in a while. I'm like, yo, I think you should come through to my studio and work on this track with me. I have it pre-written, but I think you'd be perfect for this part because you get down on singing. And then he was basically, oh, yeah, send me the song. And the idea, I was like, nah. You're coming to the studio, bro. You have to meet up with me. Right. And so he came over. It was a little awkward at first, you know. It's been a while since I've seen the cat. But, you know, after you talk to someone for a little bit, it's like not a day has gone by.
Yeah.
And before you know, I'm like going to his house. He's coming to my house. We're wrapping up the song. He helped me mix it. We worked on pretty much the song together at that point. And now it's final, and it's ready to release next Friday.
Nice. So I'm assuming we're talking about Mr. Chris, Mr. Feng
Feng
Shui.
Shui. Yes, Chris Cachero, Feng Shui, shout out.
What's happening?
Yes.
Speaking of him, I know we were talking about this last time. When this project's done, are we going to start this little 3-4 song EP with him too?
Yes.
Or what's going on?
So that's what actually cooked up while we were in the process of making that song. It was like, hey, well, I know like we collabed on this song. You wrote the hook, he's singing it, blah, blah, blah. But, I mean, I wrote the hook, he's singing it, and you know, he wants to get down on some bars himself.
Yeah, of course.
Self-written stuff. And I'm like, of
and he's
course.
Nice. He's nice.
He's nicer than me, in my opinion. And when we were at his house, he was like, yo, you should hit up APH. And we should get a song where we just all three hop on it. We've been, like I said, in high school, freestyle rapping all the time. This was over 10 years ago. And till this day, we've never made a song together. So us three hop on it. I'd say after next Friday's release, I'll have some more time on my hands, and we should get up in there and handle the couple of tracks you're talking about.
Dope. Hey, for the side note too on that right there, I still feel bad. I had the track, the stack and flip it one.
Yep.
It had him on it. I like lost my whole computer. Like my shit just crashed on me. Like
devastating.
It was heartbreaking. I probably lost at least 11 to 15 songs.
Yeah.
That being one of them. And then after I got it, even though I had the track outs, you saw me, I probably remade the song 15 times. I think it was number 16, version 16 when you came over.
Yeah.
And it just didn't sound the same.
Right.
It just wasn't the same. So I'm looking forward to hopping on that. I already know off top I got 3 songs ready. You already heard them in the chamber ready to go. So
I like the beats. I'm ready to hop on those too. Yes.
Consistency is going to be very key for, I feel like, the next year. Because even me, I took I was getting it out once a month. And even with I have another track coming out following your release on June 11th.
Is that the following Friday?
Yeah, that's the Hustle Till I'm Broke. So stay tuned for that too. But I feel like that's something that's going to be a lot more crucial for both of us this year is the consistency of dropping tracks more than, hey, let's just drop one project and then we just sit on it for a year.
Yeah.
Or even the way stuff and algorithms are now for Spotify and everything like that.
Yeah.
You have to stay more consistent and more key than just like, oh, cool, fuck it, there goes a project. You know what I mean? And it's hours of research, I feel like, that we've learned from having to do that. Because we're like, fuck, why is this shit not working? Versus where some songs you're like, that's the one that's working right now? Even if it's like a few more than the other, it's like that's not what you expected. So I think the way you schedule everything and have everything set up, I think it's going to be a very good, successful year, just all the way around. So I know we're getting close to our time here, but is there anything you want to like shout out or tell anybody about the projects or other things for after that? Or if you're going to do like a DJ mix kind of, because I know like DJs have their own packs where it's like an EDM vibe.
Yeah.
Anything like that you kind of want to talk about?
I guess two things come to mind. First thing is any DJs out there listening to this, I'm going to create a DJ pack for this, for intro songs. They're going to have a clean version, a dirty version, which is explicit.
Dirty.
Right. Acapella only, instrumental only. So you'll have access to all of those, every type of song that you'd want for each file, right, or whatever. Right. For each song, it'll have all of those different takes. Which is easy for a DJ to pick up, right? And then if he's playing it in a club where they allow explicit lyrics, then he can play that version. If they don't, then he can use the other version. Maybe they just want to lay some other people's vocals over my beat. You'll have the instrumental access. So that's dope. I've never done that before, but now that I'm DJing more often, I'm realizing a lot of artists do that. Drake.
Yeah, super key.
Jeezy, all the big ones, right? Furthermore, on the topic of DJing, I just landed a spot DJing at Ferguson downtown. Dope-ass spot.
That's about to be lit.
If you don't know what that is, it's basically this like amphitheater, grass amphitheater, surrounded by like offices, restaurants, bars, coffee shops. After hours, a couple of them are still open, right? The bar's still open. They're making money off people attending the shows there. Typically, it's been comedy acts there. They have a stage at the front of the amphitheater. Basically, the grass field goes up. There's a steps viewing, and then there's actually like a top level viewing that essentially they're going to probably use for VIP. And the venue holds 700 people, and they have not done any music events there. They have at Life is Beautiful. They turned it into a stage.
Okay.
But outside of that, right, when it was everything in that area is all arts and music for the whole weekend. Once Life is Beautiful was done, they've never actually used it as a music venue. So this June or next month's last Saturday, right, June 26th, will be the first ever concert series that they're hosting there. Or actually, it might be the second. They're hosting their first one this Saturday, with the live band and a couple other R&B type acts. I think the first DJ type set is going to be June 26th. And I'll be opening there.
Make sure you pull up.
Yeah, we're not announcing the show till next Wednesday, and then the tickets will go on sale next Friday, same day as the EP release, June 4th. But the headliner, who I can't disclose at this time, will be dope. Last time he was here in Vegas, I think the show sold out. I was in attendance. I had a very good time. So to know that I'm actually going to be contributing to someone who sold out a show here and being one of the supporting acts is dope. And then also, I think the capacity at the last show was 300 to 350 potentially. And now we have 700 to sell. I'm super intrigued to see how many tickets I can actually push. Finally get some friends and family and my network and fans to actually go to that show. Because I'm thinking this has been a long journey and it's going to be my first big one. So hopefully we can pull in that couple other 100 and sell out this 700 person venue as well. I'm playing at Park on Fremont tomorrow, right? But that's just I'm getting paid to play top 40 in open format, right? So it's not necessarily me curating my own set the way I want it to sound and dropping my own music and potentially getting on the mic and rocking the stage, right? And I'm planning on that, right? maybe play a song or two where I'm actually on the mic, and then I get back on the decks.
That's tight.
Right?
See, that's what I was talking about earlier. You have that. You have that luxury. That shit.
Yeah, but I don't have the opportunity to do that when I'm just playing at a bar.
Yeah, of course.
I'm not gonna pull up at Parkway and just get on the mic and start performing my shit.
Yeah, right. Listen up, motherfuckers.
yeah. I know you don't know who I am. You don't know this song, but
you got this DJ, so you got this artist too.
Yeah,
What's up?
exactly. So this is actually going to be like a show where I curate an hour set specifically of what I want people to hear. So it's going to be my first time doing it too. So yeah.
That's going to be lit, bro.
Yeah.
Hey, big shout out to you for that, because that's like, that really is a big deal. And now you got me curious, who the fuck this headliner is?
Yeah.
I really want to know about that. But hey, man, is there any special shout outs? Because we're about to wrap this up. Anybody you want to be like, hey, keep doing the thing?
Yeah.
I know you did
obviously,
a lot of shout outs
just everyone
already.
we talked about throughout this conversation. So Chris Cachero, Gold Mose, Alec Watkins, you, Creative Outputs, and all those guys.
Fam.
That I've been hanging out with recently and kind of getting accepted in the DJ community. Sean and Teddy really been kind of helping me along the way with my music stuff. And, Sean helped me with some production. I sat at his house by just me and him. I've never hung out with him one-on-one before. Teddy just always getting my back and just telling me I can do it.
Oh, yeah.
So, yeah. Any of the additional homies, I can't name them all because we'll be here all night.
All night, yeah.
Yes.
That's what's up.
And then again, the homie Jack for telling me about this
LV
podcast.
Podcasters,
Yes,
what's up?
exactly.
Make sure you tap in, though.
Yes.
The setup is unreal. Like, y'all can't see what I'm seeing because I'm looking at it. You know what I'm saying? But the setup is
and
wild.
obviously
Come
there's
plug
more
in.
people on the team, but we'll get to know everybody over time. And I'm just excited that this journey is starting for me. And like what you mentioned, like the momentum's picking up super fast, and I couldn't have asked for anything more.
That's awesome. Hey, honestly, this has been like a dope podcast just to sit here and vibe. Like, we talk all the time, but we never really like get to do it this way. So this has been great. I'm APH. You've been chilling with L Rich. Make sure what's that, June 4th you said?
Yes.
June 4th, go get that Party Music pack. Go bump it, turn it up. LV Podcasters, tap in. You can find me at APH Official. You go find Lionel over here at Sounds by Leo.
Yep.
Same thing for the LV Podcasters at LV Podcasters. This is us. Stay safe. We'll see y'all later.
Peace.